How's the goodbye, people? Welcome to the first episode of the Creative Grid podcast. If you don't know anything about me, my name is Nelson. I'm a Venezuelan that lives on the Gold Coast, Australia. I've been here for 6 years already, so Australia is basically my home now. As you can tell, I have an accent. My main language is Spanish, so if I ever pronounce a word incorrectly or something like that, just know that English is not my main language. So a little bit about me. I'm a filmmaker, content creator, YouTuber, and podcaster, because this is actually not the first time I've done a podcast. But actually, I'm also a dentist. I tend to forget these days. But I studied dentistry back in Venezuela for around 5 years. And then I worked as a dentist in a dental clinic for about a year. And then I don't want to get into it because it's quite a long story, but maybe we can save that for a future episode. Today is just a quick sneak of what you guys can expect of the podcast. So yeah, basically because of all the circumstances and the situation back in Venezuela, I decided to look for better opportunities in a different country, and Australia came up. So I've been here for the past 6 years now. Just before leaving Venezuela 6 years ago, I had a very unfortunate event happening in my life, which was the loss of someone very dear to me that made me question a lot of things about life. Why did I decide to pursue dentistry? What are the things that made me happy? What did I wanted out of life? What were my dreams? Who did I wanted to become? And once I'm not here anymore physically in this world, what did I wanted to leave behind? I had all these questions coming to me, and eventually I realized that what I really wanted to do was being a creative, being someone that specifically made videos. I wanted to become a filmmaker, and I worked really hard to learn how to make videos, how to be in front of a camera, how to document moments, how to create professional videos that someone will pay for them as well. And fast forward to today, I own a video production business called Vibes Creative, and I do this full time. I'm my own boss. I help people solve problems through my skills, and yeah, so it's pretty crazy. Every time I look back, and I was like, shit, I was a dentist, and in 6 years, I got to reinvent myself to become what I actually wanted to become. So just know that you can really become anything you want if you are willing to be patient and you put the hard work and you surround yourself with the right people and you believe in yourself. You can really do anything you want. You can really become whatever you want. It's pretty crazy every time I look back to it. But anyways, I'm going on a tangent. Besides running my video production business and making content online, that's like 95% of my time. The other 5%, I love doing things like mixed martial arts. I'm actually a big addict of MMA and jiu-jitsu especially. Also surfing, reading, traveling, adventuring. But most of the time, you will see me with my head and my camera. So why did I decide to start this podcast, The Creative Grid? I've been really fortunate in the past few years to meet some of the most extraordinary individuals on the planet. I'm not kidding. From different areas and aspects of life, from marketing to filmmakers to photographers, creatives, business owners, athletes, musicians, millionaires, people with financial freedom. And I feel like I almost have a duty to share all the stories and the things I've learned from them, plus all the things I've learned on my own journey. I genuinely believe I can help other creators to become a better version of themselves and hopefully one day reach their fullest potential. So basically, that's what I'm doing. I created this platform so we can bring those extraordinary individuals to have a great conversation, and hopefully we can all learn something new that will help us get a little bit closer to being a better version of ourselves. So why did I decide to call it The Creative Grid? First of all, you will not believe how hard it is to get a username these days on social media. It's extremely hard. Everything and anything you can think of is already taken. It's crazy. So I had to really sit down with this one and try different things, put together different words, and eventually I came up with the Creative Grid that I believe it fits very well the mission. So let's break down the name. First of all, let's define creativity. The tendency to generate or recognize ideas, alternatives, or possibilities that may be useful in solving problems. Therefore, a creative is a person that solves problems through creative work. That's what I am, and that's the kind of people I want to help. Mainly creatives. The reason I want to focus with creatives, especially filmmakers, is because I'm one. So I completely understand how difficult and lonely it is, the journey to try to accomplish your dreams, to manifest things into reality. So I want to try to help you make that path less painful and more enjoyable. But just keep in mind that if you're a photographer, designer, whatever you are, it doesn't matter. Even if you don't have anything to do with the creative industry, I'm pretty sure this podcast can bring some good value to you as well. The concepts that I will be talking about in every episode with most of my guests will be applicable regardless if you're in the creative industry or not. Now, let's define grit. Grit is the drive for achievement regardless of upbringing or situation, earning success in the trenches through hard work, possessing a strength of character, an indomitable spirit that cannot be dampened. In simple words, grit is having the courage and determination despite the difficulty or the circumstances. Now, you may be wondering, why is grit important? Glad you ask, and I have an answer for you. Having grit is important because it might possibly be the single most important driver for achievement and success, independent of and going beyond what talent and intelligence might contribute. Being naturally smart and talented is great, but to truly do well and thrive in life, you need the ability to persevere. Without grit, talent may be nothing more than unmet potential. And this podcast is here to help you find grit to reach your full potential. Think of grit as the gasoline that will help you give the extra mile when shit hits the fan. When your mind and everything and everyone around you is telling you to give up. Grit is that force that will help you find energy within to keep pushing even when you think you can't go any longer. Grit is the difference between becoming the 1% or staying average. And this podcast is for people that want to become the 1%. I've been on an incredible journey the past few years, making a full-time living with my passion, making videos, growing my video production business, and working hard on myself, trying to improve every aspect and area of my life, from finances to relationships and everything in between. And my mission with this podcast is to help other creatives, providing them the tools they need in order to become successful. Most episodes will be with a guest because that's the dynamic I like the most, having a conversation one-on-one with another person. Sometimes maybe more than just one guest. Sometimes it may just be me rambling about a subject that I think it can benefit your journey or help you achieve your dreams. And just to let you know, the first 5 episodes have been pre-recorded. So basically you will hear things like the podcast with no name, blah, blah, blah. And that's because I actually didn't even had a name for the podcast. I just knew I needed to get started because it's more important to take action. And I want to lead by example, showing you guys that it's better to act than just keep thinking. So basically I recorded the 5 episodes without even having the name for the podcast. I literally just came up with the name of the podcast yesterday, and today I'm recording this first episode. And yeah, so now after that episode, everything should be fine. We should be up to date. And if you want to support the podcast, or even let me know that you're actually enjoying the episodes, or someone, a potential guest that you want me to bring on, or a specific subject that you want me to cover, make sure to follow us on every social media platform at The Creative Grid and get in touch. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next episode. And remember, stay greedy. Good vibes. You.